Hi there, this is Chris from Black Project, and today we're going to talk about fin boxes. And what you might not realize is that different board brands use different fin boxes, and when it comes to choosing a fin, you need to make sure that you select the right one that fits your board. So, got an Infinity here in front of us, and this uses what we call the surf longboard box, or also known as the Bahne box, okay? And this is different to what we call the US box, which often these two get very confused because they look almost the same. But there's some really important differences. First of all, we can see that this, our surf box fin, will fit into our Infinity here. Whereas the US box fin doesn't want to fit in. Even if it does go, it's not going to close properly. It's too tight, it's too high. Not what we want. So let's have a look at it. One of the first things you know, if you look at it closely, is the US box base is actually a little bit thicker. It's 9.2 millimeters for those of you using metric, compared to the surf base, which is only 9 millimeters thick. Now, you might think that 0.2 millimeters is not very much, but it makes a big difference. The second thing we notice is the US base has this notch out of it, or a bump, whatever you want to call it, but it's deeper than the surf base. Surf base here, you can see no bump, no notch, just a flat base, and it's shallower. The third thing that we need to consider is the pin height. We can see here on the US box fin that the pin is deeper compared to the longboard box where the pin is shallower, and that accounts for the different fin boxes having different depths. So we're going to show here with a Starboard, which has a US fin box. We can see now, previously the US box fin didn't fit into the Infinity, but if you see now, this fits perfectly in for the Starboard. And as you see, even with this short box, we get lots of questions about that. Do your fins fit the short fin boxes? Yes, as you can see, they do. Even the Ray, the biggest fin, will fit in the short Starboard fin boxes. So there you go. Now compare that to, go back to our surf base fin. Remember, it has that flat bottom, no notch, and the different pin position. If you try and put it in here, again, it will start to go in, and it may even close down, but it won't go in properly. Now, some surf base fins will fit in to a US box, but here's our Condor, for example. A fin with a thinner foil can go in, but it sinks too far down deep into the board, and you lose a little bit of depth. It's going to be loose. So that's not ideal, and that is why we make two different bases of the fins, so that you can get the perfect fit whichever board you have.